Hello, everyone. My name is James Brumfield, and just to give you guys some background, I've been programming for like the last 18 months. Started off in Python, C++, SQL, R, and now I'm on Java. I figured it would be a good, a good boost to my morale and also to increase my clout to try to program, live time in front of you guys. Well, not really live time because I already solved a lot of these problems before. So the problem we're going to talk about now is the Java list. Now the list in Java is an interface and it has four implementations. Classes actually. And the class I'm going to use to solve this problem is the array list. So just to let you know, I already solved this problem. So I do a lot of coding assessments through HackerRack and LeetCode. So if I go down to data structures list, I've already solved this problem. And also my code is also, so that's me right there. Go to HackerRack, go to Java, go to data structures, and we're looking at lists. So I did this problem 2 months ago. So this has the complete code. I'm going to try to replicate as much as I can, but I might miss some of the comments and things like that. But please go to the GitHub and follow me, and you'll see how I solve these algorithms. So just a quick, introduction to the problem. We're going to implement a list. We're going to have two queries on it. We're either going to insert a number at a position or we're going to delete a number at index X. So there's some constraints here, inputs. This is some sample data, and this is the output we're supposed to get. And so obviously I've been too cheap to buy a screencast, so I only have 15 minutes to try to get through the problem and try to replicate that. But before I go on, so we have these two operations on the list, and we're going to do either insert or delete X amount of times. So looking at this is the number of queries, this is the data we're entering, and I would think, let's talk about it. It says the first line is the integer, the number of items, okay, so the item is 5. It's space separated integers, so that's the number of integers, okay. The third line is the number of queries, so that's the number of queries. And then we do the operation and put this data, we do this operation and put this data. Okay, so let's get to it. Try to get this done in 15 minutes. Okay, so like I said, a list is an interface and it has 4 different classes that implement it. I'm going to use the array list. So I'm going to do import java.util.arraylist. And we're also going to need some input from the keyboard. Java.util.scanner. Oh, scanner. Am I doing that right? No, it's a class. So it's okay. So we're going to private static. And if I'm not explaining things as clearly because I'm in a rush, I apologize. So we're going to use a static instance of this class. So we're going to have to create an instance in the main method. C new scanner and system. Okay, that's good. So let's get to it. Okay, so RC, we need to prompt the user to what they're going to do because this is an algorithm. So we're going to do enter the number of elements in the list. Simple. So to read, we're going to read in a numerical input. So we're going to do int number of elements in list. I'm going to read that in from the keyboard. Next int. So we know how many elements are in the list. Now, like I said, the array list is a class, which is an implementation of the list interface. So we need to create an array list. We're going to do array list, and it takes in a class integer. Integer we'll do sample. We'll call it sample. And I'm trying to mirror what I did 2 months ago as best as I can. So if you want to look at, more comments and embedded logic when I was doing this, then, please check out my GitHub. Integer. Okay, so we have an array list that takes an integer class and we call it sample. Okay, so now we need to fill in this list. So let's prompt the user. Fill in list. So we're going to do that using a loop, and we're going to do that up until the number of elements variable. So we're going to do for int I equals 0. I is less than number of elements, and then we just increase the iterator by 1. Wow, that's a code. Okay, so just let them user know what we're doing. Enter the number into the list. So we're going to take another input from, so int number, take another input from the keyboard, and it's going to be a type int. And now we're going to add to array list. So array list is a class that has its own, and since it implements the list interface, it could use all the methods from it. So one of the methods is add, so we're going to do sample.add, and we're going to add that number that we just talked about, that we just took it from the keyboard. And I'm going to do that up until this many times here. Okay, so now we filled in our array list. Now we need to know how many queries we're going to do on this number of queries. How many queries do you want to do on the, be a question mark there. Okay, so we're going to take just another input from the keyboard and queries. So we know, so now we filled in our array list with, X amount of integers. We know how many queries we're going to do on that array list. So now we actually need to do the queries. So those the operations, and those operations are either insert or delete. So we need to do another loop. So we need to loop through the array list. So we'll perform insert or for int k equals 0. We're going to do it up until the number of queries. So k is less than queries, and then we'll do 1 query per iteration. System out. So I'll try to make this succinct. Enter and 2 numbers, the first and the index position, and the second is the number you want to enter. So we need to take 2 inputs. So we're going to do int x. Now obviously I would be more descriptive if I had more time, but I'm trying to get through this. Next int y. Let's see. Take another input. Okay. And like I said, we can call the add method because this is the array list is a class. So we're going to do sample.add, and we're going to do this. We're going to add y at position x. So we're going to add y at position x. Simple enough. Okay. Now, I made a big mistake. I was supposed to do. We need some logic. We need to know what the option is. So it's if. So make sure I'm thinking this through. So, oh, you have to read in the option first, duh. So, do SOUT. Do string option. And this is how you read in a string. Okay, now that we have that, we need to put this into an if statement. So if option equals, we're calling a method because it's a string, equals, no, I'm sorry, options is an instance of the string class, so we could call the methods. So equals, what is it, delete? No, we're doing insert. INSERT. If that is that, now we need to put all this into here. Come on, slow computer. Else, well, else if technically, else if the option that we read in equals delete, if that's the case, enter that index to remove, to delete. So we int delete that next. And then we actually remove it. So we do sample dot remove and remove delete. Okay, so we're almost done. I'm trying to go as fast as I can. And let's do else. Else, so if it's not either of those options, let's just break out the loop. Break out this iteration, I'm sorry. Yeah, break out the loop. We'll just break out the loop. Okay. We need to, the problem says, like I said, I didn't go over too much in detail. We need to actually print out the array list. So after the after we print it out, after we do the operations, we need to print it out. So we're gonna go, so print contents. It's just a simple for int p equals 0, p less than sample dot, I think it's size or length, size. Okay, p plus plus. We're just going to print out what's on the screen. So we'll do sample dot get. We get the value at that index, and we'll do a space. Actually, I think we need to print them on the same line. So this is how you print on the same line. And I think that's it. So, and let's close the scanner class. Let's close the scanner class. Okay, so let's see that close. Okay. All right, so let's run it. So let's use our sample data here. So let's do this. And then let's do this. Okay, so we're gonna run it. So again, I apologize for going really fast, but I only got 15 minutes. So let's see if this works. And this is the output we're supposed to get. Slow computer, I need to invest in something. Hurry up. Okay, so we're gonna do 5, 12, 0, 1, 78, 12. We're going to do, how many quarters we want? We want 2. Then we want insert. We're going to do 523. And then we'll do delete 0. and we get it.